I'm Paula Harris, the head teacher at Cowie Primary School. So, achieving equity for all is at the heart of our school values and our school ethos. And we've always been mindful of cost of the school day and have always tried to mitigate additional costs and financial burdens for our families. For example, several years ago now, we removed the expectation to have logos on our school sweatshirts. So children can just wear a plain red or a plain black sweatshirt without the cost of a branded logoed sweatshirt anymore. We became involved in the social justice ambassador training 2 years ago. We started with a forensic review of the cost of the school day with the aim of removing all cost of the school day for our families. The social justice ambassador training has really given our senior learners the opportunity to develop their research skills, their teamwork, working cooperatively together to plan and implement new and exciting initiatives which they are quite rightly very proud of, such as the uniform swap shop, the take what you need groceries and toiletry service that we have in our foyer. And they're currently in the process of handing on that good work to our newly trained P6s, who will continue the work into next year, as well as developing their own future initiatives.
Over the past year, we have been doing lots of things to try and make Cowie Primary a fair and equal place for everyone. At the start of the year, Miss Anderson even helped P6 and P7 apply for the Young Scot travel cards, and since then, P7 have been out 6 times to a variety of places with no cost to our parents. This means that no one misses out because of lack of money, and it is always fair. This year, all our school trips have been funded, so everybody can go without any financial pressure. The school is also great for running after school and lunch clubs that don't cost any money. These clubs have been available to a variety of age groups that have included things like pottery, cooking and digital skills. Snack boxes and fruit bowls have been available to all classes for times that we forget our snack or just to save parents and carers the expenses of providing them. It's always good to know that we won't get hungry and we can always have something if we forget our breakfast.
I think our social justice ambassadors are important because everybody should be able to attend after school clubs, trips and fun days without having to worry about the price of money. An example of this would be our book day, where we don't have to worry about dressing up in fancy costumes and we just get to read in our pyjamas. P6s have been training and we are looking forward to passing on this job to them. We are hoping they can continue doing good work.
We've had lots of fun in Primary 7 and it's all been free. We've been out on our adventure days and even got our leavers days from the parent council, so everyone can join in and no one feels left out.
When we were in Primary 6, we started our training for social justice ambassadors. We had to find out what it means, and it's really just about fairness for everyone. It upset us to find out that so many children in Scotland were living in poverty and didn't have enough money for basic needs. It made us think about a local community in Cowie and how we could help out. After looking at what other local schools had done, we decided we would like to focus on recycling and reusing uniforms and launch a swap shop. Although we already had a uniform bag, it wasn't really being used and needed to be changed up. We presented our idea to our head teacher, who gave us the go-ahead to cost out boxes and find storage in school. We presented the information to the whole school at an assembly. Our swap shop helps families in the community, but is also great for the environment. We realised that there was a need for families to access a type of food bank and made a connection to our local charity who provided food boxes for our Take What You Need table.
I'm Emma Marshall, a primary school teacher at Ratlock Primary School. The school was contacted and asked if anyone would be interested in kind of getting involved with the Social Justice Ambassadors project, and I was immediately thought of, and I was interested, and so we did some training, and we thought the best way to do it at that point, I was doing some work with health and wellbeing in different groups, but I was doing RCCT in the primary 6 class, so thought, well, I'll do it with the primary 6 class. And at that point, the lessons were still kind of evolving and things like that. But then the kids were really engaged pretty much straight off. But I think what really captured them, which is what the things they brought up themselves, was Chrissy's story. Really kind of got to them. It was obviously it's a really kind of a motive story as well. But things that stuck out to them were when he specifically was talking about that he was quite clever at school, but he found it difficult to be at school, and that he really liked his hospitality lessons, but he couldn't afford to go. And that really, I think, stuck out to them in terms of how unfair that was, and how that he might have had a skill or ability there and he didn't have any opportunity to develop that. And I think that's where it then came from. Their idea of what they wanted to do was to ensure that people had access to different kind of experiences and being able to build up their skills. Because he talked about as well how people might not know that they're interested in something, they might not know that they're going to like something because they've never had an opportunity to experience it. And that's where the drive for what resulted kind of came from that. And they came up with, well, we want everyone to be able to try different things. We want people to be able to, if they're good at something or if they're interested in something, to have the opportunity to develop those skills. And they came up with, so we wrote to the head teacher. That was a letter that they wrote themselves.
Dear Miss Curry, in P6O we have been learning about social justice. Social justice is ensuring that money, opportunities and experiences are available to everyone in society. Poverty affects people in many different ways. Poverty could mean that people cannot heat their house, pay their bills or afford food. There are many different levels of poverty. You can afford a house and transport but not to go out with friends. It could also just mean that money is a constant worry. Some children may not be able to afford the cost of a school day, for example, lunches, uniforms, school trips and clubs. We think our school could provide the pupils with more experiences and opportunities with different school clubs. We're going to survey all the pupils to find out what kind of experiences they would like to have. We would like to know if we will be able to get some money from the school budget to do this, or if we should just give you our findings for you to consider when you're planning the school budget. Regards, P6O.
To give people more opportunities, so like master classes and like school of sport. We have like school of sport, we've got school of football and school of dance, then we've got loads of different options for master classes to give people opportunities and developing their skills. I'd probably say it'd be good for you to start and you can learn the things like what people go through, maybe like people realise, because some people maybe like make fun of people and because they can't afford certain things, but maybe if they started to learn about it, maybe they'd realise, oh, maybe that's not the right thing to do, I'm just going to make sure he's alright, or just try to help more.
And do you
School of dance.
School of dance, and kind of how often do you go to school of dance?
Twice a week.
Twice a week. And is there anything that you've done kind of out with school of dance that you might not have done if you hadn't been going there? Have you gone on any trips or?
We went to Edinburgh Playhouse.
Oh, and what did you see there?
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
I feel like I've got more opportunities to be heard in the school, like school of sport and like master classes.
I'm Hayley Cleland, head teacher at Bannockburn Primary School. Our social justice ambassadors were established here at Bannockburn Primary School 18 months ago. The role of our social justice ambassadors is to ensure equity across our school for all of our children. Our social justice ambassadors have been heavily involved in our school improvement plan. They have used a data-informed approach in order to evaluate where we should begin in terms of our next steps.
Our social justice crew consists of 3 learners. We started back in primary 6 and have tried to make a difference in our school ever since.
In our Take What You Need cart, our cart came about after we visited classrooms to talk about how things at home, even before school starts, can have a huge impact in how we present in school.
We demonstrated this with the following presentation.
This Lego figure represents someone. This water represents the world around us. The water is clear. This is an ideal world. However, we know that life is not as clear as this.
This bath bomb represents all the little things that can happen to us even before we get to school. Each little bit of the bath bomb makes the water cloudier and harder for us to see.
As the social justice ambassadors, we want to help everyone to feel more included and to help this water be less cloudy. Children told us that not having a hairbrush or toothpaste can have an impact on this. So we set up our cart. We still have to see the impact this will have in our school and how we can adapt and change it.
Moving forward, we would love to support some of our learners who don't have the opportunity to go to clubs after school because they're so expensive by asking our staff team if they have any hidden talents they'd like to share with us by running after school or lunchtime clubs.
We will be moving into high school at the end of the school year. However, We know that the work we've started will carry on making a difference to the lives of the children in our school.